Hello there, this is Ty the Movie Guy, and I hope everyone had a great Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, and Boxing Day for all the fellow Canadians out there. And since all these holidays are going on, we of course have the new year upon us. And since the new year is coming, we are going to count down my top 10 favorite movies of 2023. So let's get into it. Kicking off our list at number 10, we have The Flash. And this may come as a surprise to some people because most people really don't like this movie. But I'm one of the few people who actually do like this movie. And of course, you know, most people who don't like this movie really hate it because of the terrible CGI. And that's why I'm kind of worried to rewatch this movie, is I might see it in the same light as most people see it and just notice the bad CGI and it might like take me out of the movie. But because I watched it like in theaters, like, you know, opening night, it was just a great time with my friends and everything. So I kind of ignored the CGI and was mainly in it for like the story and just thinking about the story and ignoring the CGI. I love the whole thing about like him trying to bring his mom back, you know, because he lost her at such a young age, and then towards the end how he has to give her up for the sake of like the entire universe and all the universes and stuff like that. So that was just a very powerful message that I really liked. And then of course the Michael Keaton coming back was amazing because, you know, he's one of the best Batmans. And also the other cameos towards the end of the movie were kind of weird, especially like the CGI and like how Adam West didn't have ears and weird stuff like that and bringing back dead people. That was definitely weird, but Michael Keaton and Supergirl and Zod, those were great cameos. So yeah, I definitely think the good outweighs the bad, but I'm still worried to rewatch this movie because I might see how terrible everyone else thinks it is. But for now, I actually still enjoy it, so it's coming in at number 10. Coming in at number 9, we have Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. And this might be another controversial take because it's also not regarded as that great of a movie. And I was definitely pretty disappointed by it. It was like my number 1 hype movie of the year, and seeing it only at 9 is kind of disappointing. But just the novelty of seeing Indiana Jones on the big screen was a big deal for me. Of course, you can see I'm a big Indiana Jones fan. I got a Raiders poster back there, and I got a couple Funko Pops up here for Christmas because I love that franchise so much. So this is the one and only Indiana Jones movies I've seen in theaters. So just that was really special to me. And of course it sucked that he was just so old and like he couldn't do that many stunts, and it was like CGI and like stunt doubles and stuff like that. And then also the ending I wasn't a huge fan of. Like, it's been so long since I've seen it, but I'm pretty sure he was like dying and then he got taken back to the future. And then was like nursed back to health, but like there was like so many different endings I would have preferred. Like him like staying in the past and dying, I think would have been really cool. If the architect became part of history, would have been really cool. And just, yeah, I had a whole bunch of different endings that I would have liked more, and the side characters were pretty lame too. Like that one kid was trying to be like knock off Short Round, like no one can touch my Short Round. And so it was definitely disappointing, but I don't know, I'm really biased. I just seeing Indy on the big screen meant a lot to me, so that's why it's coming in at number 9. In 8th place, we have The Creator, and this was just a solid sci-fi movie. Definitely the best factor of this movie was the visuals, of course, and it was all filmed on site, and all the robot CGI stuff was like added in post. And I think it just really shows, and it just makes the whole movie look a lot better than Hollywood movies that like CGI the whole thing with green screens. Those just feel fake, but this one just feels so refreshing in like older films, and like just all the sci-fi stuff was really cool. Like it gave a Terminator vibe, kind of like that, which is one of my favorite movies. And so all of that was great. And the plot was like nothing too special, you know, very generic sci-fi kind of stuff. But I'm okay with that. I was really in it for the visuals, and I was very pleased with that. It just looked so beautiful. And yeah, it's just a solid sci-fi original film that we don't get enough of nowadays. In 7th place, we have Killers of the Flower Moon. And of course, coming from Martin Scorsese, you know you are in for a treat. And of course, this is another one of his bangers. This was a really great movie with a really great plot about indigenous people who had land with oil on it, and then white people came along and like married into the families, like infiltrated the family and like started killing their own family for the oil, which is just, it really happened, which is heartbreaking, but you know, that makes a really great story, of course. And then also really great acting by Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert De Niro. Seeing them together with Scorsese was amazing. And then Lily Gladstone, who is a less known actress, but she did really great in this film, and I really hope she gets more roles afterwards. And then Brendan Fraser was barely in it, but he also did really great. So yeah, lots of great acting. Probably like, I don't know if I can say like the best acting of the year, because you know there's number one, which is of course coming up, but it's definitely close for best acting of a film. And definitely the thing detracting this whole movie is the runtime. I definitely think you could shave down like probably an hour of this movie. Not everything was totally needed, but it was still amazing with all the acting and the subject matter taking place. So that's why it comes in at number 7. In number 6, ooh, I didn't change that. In 6th place is probably our most surprising film on the entire list. We have The Holdovers. And yeah, I wasn't expecting this to be on the list at all, but I checked it out and it was a solid Christmas comedy movie with a very sad tone to it, because all 3 of the main characters have a very depressing past to them, especially the lunch lady. I think what happened to her son, I don't want to spoil it, was very depressing. And every time she would talk about her son, I would be on the verge of tears. And when a movie makes me cry or almost makes me cry, I consider that a good sign. It means it connects with me and makes me feel emotions. So I consider that a really good sign. So good job. And also the general plot of, you know, Paul Giamatti's character and the student, them like bonding and whatever, and like him mentoring the kid, I was really into also, because I just really like kind of mentor teacher student kind of movies, like Good Will Hunting, Dead Poet Society, and like Scent of a Woman. I'm really into movies like that. I really like movies where people don't really get along at the start, and then they kind of bond, and then they learn about each other's past, and then they learn something from each other. I'm really into movies like that, and this is a great contender for that kind of category. So overall, a very surprising film. But yeah, very solid and very emotional, very wholesome, and a very solid Christmas movie. In 5th place, we have The Boy and the Heron. And I've been binging Studio Ghibli movies all year, so it's nice that coincidentally a new one after like 10 years has came out the same year I've been binging all of them. So it was a great like cap off to my Studio Ghibli binge for the whole year. And this is a really great addition to all of the Studio Ghibli films. Specifically, this one had a really great score compared to all the rest. I was just really into the score. And thanks to that score, it was very emotional to me. Like, I was also on the verge of tears. And I can't really place why I was on the verge of tears. I guess the whole thing about the boy losing his mother was very emotional to me. And just along with the score, I was very close to crying. And like all Studio Ghibli movies, the visuals were amazing. Like, I feel like every frame could be a painting in my house, basically. It's just that beautiful to me. And then the English version had an amazing cast, of course. You know, you got Willem Dafoe, Mark Hamill, Christian Bale, Florence Pugh, and then the best one, surprisingly, was Robert Pattinson. And I'm not saying surprisingly because he's a bad actor, but like compared to everyone else, I wouldn't really expect Robert Pattinson to be the best, but he absolutely killed it as the Heron. Like, you can't even tell it's him. He's that good. Like, he's all like, Marito, and like, just, oh, it's so good. I've been like quoting him so much and just like mimicking that voice he has, and it was amazing. So he was definitely one of the standouts of the film. just like hit, like all the voice actors were great, specifically him. The score was amazing, the visuals were amazing. So overall, it is a great Studio Ghibli movie and probably one of the best. So that's why it comes in at number 5. In 4th place, we have Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse. And what can I say about this movie? The animation, of course, is just so groundbreaking in how it incorporates so many different designs into one movie depending on what spider character it is, and then how specifically in Gwen's universe the background changes colors, displaying emotion is just super cool. And like the theming about how Miles's mom says don't let anyone tell you you don't belong here, Miles trying to save his dad. And it's a very nice contrast to Flash, I like to think, because Flash has to give up his mom to save the whole universe, and then Spider-Man he wants to save everyone, but he's willing to risk his dad for the whole universe. And it's really cool. I'm really excited to see what happens in the final film, of course. And it's just really revolutionary with the animation, of course. And I feel like putting it at number 4 is going to be very controversial, because I feel like most people are going to put it at number 1. But to me, I'm not the biggest fan of animation. I usually gravitate towards live action, and it definitely does feel like half of a movie. Like once I see the final film, it will make this movie like feel more complete and make it better or worse. But it's good, but just not my favorite. So please don't hate me for putting this at number 4. I really like it, just not as much as what's to come. And in 3rd place, we have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. And this movie and Across the Spiderverse are kind of like neck and neck fighting for 3rd place, but I really wanted to put this one above Across the Spiderverse just because this group of characters I've known for longer. I've known them since like 2014, and this is like the final film we see them all together. So it just really meant a lot seeing them together one last time, and then seeing them like split off going their own ways was very emotional to me. And leading up to this film, we all thought somebody was gonna die. And then after watching it, I was kind of disappointed no one died. But then like reflecting on it, I feel like they had like a satisfying emotional ending without killing anyone off. So I'm really happy with the whole conclusion of this trilogy. And yeah, just knowing these guys since like 2014, almost 10 years, you just really got to know them. And this was like probably their most personal movie because you got to know them so well. The stakes were so high, trying to like keep Rocket alive and everything. And just like thinking about that just gives me goosebumps. And then seeing them separate is so like bittersweet, and just such a great conclusion in like a year of like so much disappointing MCU stuff. It's just great to see at least one MCU banger of the year. And I'm so glad it was this one, because it would suck to have such a terrible finale to Guardians, but we are so thankful that James Gunn has consistently put out amazing Guardians movies. So such a great finale to this group of characters, and I couldn't ask for anything better. And our runner-up is John Wick 4, and I love this one just for the fighting. The fighting is like the best I've seen in like any movie. It is so amazing. Just the dubstep and like the flashy lights is just so cool. I could watch that for hours. I love it so much. It's very light on a plot level, very simple plot, but I do not care whatsoever. Just have him fight people and I am sold. I love it so much. It's easily the best John Wick movie, and it's a great conclusion to the whole franchise. But I know it made so much money that they're tempted to make a 5th one, and if they do it properly, I'm okay with it. Like, you can either do a proper 5th movie or just end it there, and either way I will be happy. But yeah, if they end with this one, it's a very great film to end on, and it's just amazing. I love the fighting choreography so much. There, like, I don't even need a plot. It's just so cool watching Keanu Reeves beat the crap out of hundreds and hundreds of guys. So that's why it comes in at number 2. And to no one's surprise, coming in at number 1, we have Oppenheimer, the best movie of the year. This movie was everything I wanted it to be. It was just so good, down to the acting from Matt Damon, Robert Downey Jr., Florence Pugh, Emily Blunt, and of course our lead actor Cillian Murphy. They all did fantastic jobs. The score by Ludwig Göransson was going absolutely crazy, giving me goosebumps, and then the visuals of the bombs was just so amazing, and just the historical impact of this movie is just crazy compared to every biopic out there. Just this movie is so impactful to everyone. It's terrifying after watching it to think that because of this man, the world we live in today, there are bombs that can literally kill us all, and it's terrifying, but that's what makes it so amazing, which is dark to say, but I love it so much, especially the Trinity test in the middle of the film, and then a couple scenes later, the gymnasium scene where Oppenheimer is giving a speech, and then he gets like visions of the places in Japan that he bombed. It brings me to tears. It gives me goosebumps. It just makes me feel something, which is what I want in a film like this. Easily the best film of the year. Christopher Nolan is my favorite director, so he is just absolutely knocking it out of the park. I was a little skeptical because he's never done a biopic before, and I like his original concepts, but once again, he just delivered so much, and I just can't talk about this movie enough. If you want to hear me talk about it even more, watch my review that I did back in like August or July or whatever. And I just love this movie so much. And also, I said in my review back then, I said I wanted to watch it with my family because I think they would enjoy it. I still think this is a 10 out of 10 movie, and I'm gonna see it like a week from now with my family, and because I want them to experience it because it's that good, and I just want to see it again. And so in August, early August, I did take my parents and my grandparents to watch it, and because not many movies my whole family really like altogether, but I thought this is one they would like, so we all went to go see it in early August. And a month later, my grandfather passed away, so this movie is actually very sentimental to me now because that was one of the last times I was with him. So I'm glad that this is like, it was such a special movie to go watch with him that we could both enjoy, and like something we could both connect on, and this was a great movie for that. So all in all, it is just a fantastic movie, and I'm so excited to see what Christopher Nolan will do next, and that is why it comes in at number 1. So there you have it. That is my top 10 of 2023. And it was a really weird year. Like, lots of stuff that was supposed to do really well and like had billions of dollars put into it flopped, but that's okay because we still have amazing movies like these ones. And you know, stuff like the MCU underperformed, like it's been doing a lot lately, but you know, we still had lots of these bangers, and it was a weird year, but also it was still a great year. So all in all, a really good year for movies, of course, and I'm excited to see what comes out next year. If you want, you can check out my top 10 most anticipated movies of 2024, and also check out You Pick the Flick and make sure to suggest a movie. And I'm excited to make a top 10 a year from now and to see how accurate I am to my most anticipated list. So that is about it, and farewell. See you in the new year.